Good morning. So it is the morning after my broth test, and I do have results. I'm not going to actually count these as official results. I am going to go for a longer term testing next, but I did notice there was about a pound difference in weight retention from organic to non organic broth. So that is actually significant over a 24-hour period. I'm going to continue on with organic chicken for the next week or two. Not just organic chicken, I'm going to eat other meat too. I'm going on with my nodes. I'm still practicing and tracking different results from different things just to see and weigh out and practice getting better at putting food where it belongs in my life. Does it belong in the all the time pile? Does it belong in the if I need to lose some weight pile? Does it belong in the only if I'm at my goal weight pile? That all being said, honestly, I'm probably about 2 pounds under where I started because of the testing, which again, perfectly fine. That's part of the process. That's why we're here. And so on with the tests. Today I am going to go ahead and do a yogurt node. Now I actually tried to get the A2 yogurt at Costco yesterday and they were out. So unfortunately I will be testing both A2 yogurt, which is a light dairy, or not A2 yogurt, I'm sorry, Oikos yogurt, which is the 000 dairy. That's going to afford me some organic chicken. That's going to afford me some eggs. But I'm going to have 2 cups of the Oikos yogurt at breakfast, lunch, and dinner just to see if there's anything wrong with yogurt particularly. I know that I do sometimes have some sensitivity. It's like a lot of cheese and creams and stuff will sometimes get me, a little heavy. So I'm hoping that I can have, fat-free yogurt with artificial sweeteners in it without that causing bloating, because some artificial sweeteners can be quite deceptive. They'll sit there and they'll say, oh, we've got all this protein, we've got no fat, we've got no sugar, and turns out stevia will make you bloat. You just don't know it, So I'm going to continue with the mindful eating, going on with the yogurt, obviously continuing on with the cardio. And I also, another update, could not get heavy cream from the farmer's market. They said normally they have it in the summer. This time they don't. It's apparently incredibly rare to get the cream from a dairy farm that's small. Apparently they have too many uses for it themselves, as well as just it's super high demand. So I got organic cream, and I am going to this weekend go ahead and try to see if I can get myself into a ketosis with 1 day of cream fasting. And essentially, I just want to know if I'm allowed to have ice cream. If that causes me major bloating, then, then I guess not. I guess I'm not very lactose tolerant. And if it doesn't, then I have a really, really great ice cream recipe ready to make, because ice cream itself is one of my trigger foods. I can eat so much of it. It's just so high in fat. It like disappears in my body. So I have to be careful for ice cream regardless. So my recipe, what I was going to do is create like a meringue out of the egg whites and bake it and then blend it into the whipped actual cream that I also blend the egg yolks into. And then I was going to put the high flavonoid chocolate in it, possibly some honey to have it be a little bit sweeter, and make my own homemade ice cream. So the ice cream, the cream test matters a lot. I just want to know if I'm allowed that treat, and how often, and because there's no such thing as a treat that I'm not allowed. There's just treat that I'm more allowed if I'm closer to my goal weight, or if I'm slipping below my goal weight. And I've done that before where I've gotten so skinny that I got one of those great big chocolate layered Costco cakes, and I was eating through that and I couldn't gain any weight. I was still dropping weight. And so I've had it go with the food anxiety literally both ways. I've had the binge eating, and then I've had almost ARFID symptoms where I couldn't keep food down. I was so stressed out at one point in my life that literally couldn't keep anything down. And the trick that I ended up using was I went to Buffalo Wild Wings, which was one of my favorite hot wings at the time, at least. and I went and I got the order of wings, and I ordered it with the reformulated blazing sauce, which is the hottest ghost pepper sauce that they serve. And then I did that on purpose. I ate as much sauce on my wings as possible because I knew it was psychological, and I knew that if I lost that food, that it would trigger my brain into being afraid of doing that if it hurt really, really badly. And it did. I had, ghost pepper up my nose with stomach acid, and it was absolutely quite painful. But it did teach my brain to stop throwing up the food. So for weeks and weeks, all I was eating was, about 3 ghost pepper wings at a time, until I was able to keep the food down. So I noticed that, at least with myself, fighting food anxiety can mean either thing. It can mean not eating too much food and not paying attention to those calories. It can also mean not being able to keep food down or process enough food so that you're not getting enough calories. So this is definitely, I'm not really worried about being that stressed out ever again, but I am definitely with leftover food anxiety issues, So here we are, no problem, and we're going to keep working. So this is why we do the nodes, still the self-study, still discovering body. Now, it might sound like we've been a bit of downslope because it's been almost a week, and now I'm only down 2 pounds. For one, that's a little artificial. If your calories were on point and you're just bloated because of an ingredient that makes your body bloat, all you need to do is stay away from that ingredient. That bloat will go away very quickly, which I anticipate if that was from that cause. And so we are still experimenting. But on top of that, it doesn't matter what my weight loss is, because I am still working on building muscle. I am doing yoga, and I'm doing a lot of the cardio. I'm down to pant size, and I have not gone up a pant size once. And so every time my weight has gone up, my pant size has stayed the same size, so I might be bloating or something, kind of things going on. But the proof is in the pudding. I am getting smaller. And on that note, I will be grateful for that. I'm going to keep working on those parasympathetic reflexes whenever it comes time to be hungry or when I'm not satiated enough. I've noticed that no matter what kind of node day I'm on, as long as I can eat just like a boiled egg if I'm extra hungry, I'm pretty good. Not doing any more testing versus days, so now I don't have to really worry. Like yesterday and the day before, I was trying to eat the same amount of calories, and that was almost stressful, just trying to either force myself to eat or make it to the end of the day. It was like both somehow. And so I'm just really excited to be out of that node and into a more mindful eating. If I do get hungry today after I eat my food, because it's going to be 2 cups of Oikos in the morning with the first marine 20 grams of marine collagen in it, and then I'm going to have 2 cups at lunch, and that's just going to be plain, and 2 cups at dinner with the 20 grams of the bovine collagen, and then I've got eggs and chicken through the day. I think it was something like 2 boiled eggs and 4 ounces of organic chicken mixed meat. If that's not enough food, I'm just going to boil more eggs. It's always simple, it's easy. I don't like diets that really make you feel like you're on a restriction. That is why we only have one real restricted day, and that's the 24-hour fast, the water fast. The only other reason why we do restriction is because we're actually ramping up out of that fast, and so that's the general idea. Otherwise, I'm trying to, for my body size, because I went with where my goals were, where my calories needed to be. Me and ChatGPT decided that I should be somewhere between 1,100 and 1,300 calories a day. So if I'm not in some form of temporary, very, very short fast, I'm going for about 1,100 calories a day on average, which is keeping me quite full, quite energy filled. I definitely do not feel like I'm in a diet, and it's actually quite interesting how I keep being able to mix it up while I'm figuring things out, and I'm quite excited to see the list of foods that are very safe for me, the easy modifications that make the food better for me so that I can enjoy them. And I'll be honest, I've tried diets my whole life. This is probably the only one that's really kept me interested and motivated because of how exciting that kind of thing is, the experimentation. And I truly believe that in the long run, I'm going to be one of those people who seems to be able to eat whatever she wants. And it'll be mostly true. And so, because I'll know what ratios to keep those in. Anyhow, I hope you're doing well. I hope your diet dreams also work out and that your experimentations all succeed. We grow where we learn. We grow and we learn. Cheers.